We're rolling on that.
Go, Mike.
The opening segment of the Mike O'Mara Show today is brought to you by the Dick Queasy T-shirts. Tell the world about the best discarded seafood in town with your official Dick Queasy T-shirt. It's made from 100% heavyweight cotton with all that authentic smell that you'll only find at Queasy's. Available in both men's and women's styles. Order yours today at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Now, as is often our wont, we like to have in new sponsors on the show to talk to them. So live this morning from Sick to Me, Maine, Dick Queasy.
Yep.
Welcome, Dick.
Hi, Dick.
Oh,
Good to see you.
how are you?
Man, a few words.
Thanks for making the drive down.
Pleasure to be here.
Because you drove, right?
I'm a little nervous.
Don't
I don't
be
do.
nervous, no.
I'm not used to having all these microphones and such.
Well, it's not just the microphones; it's the web too. You're on TV, sort of.
Oh, yes, I am aware of that. I'm happy to be here to talk about my launch of my new line of merchandise. And
New line of what?
New line of merchandise. It's
Merch. The shirts.
my Dick Queasy T-shirts that I hope will be sold liberally around the United States.
Oh, I love. You wearing one today? It looks wonderful.
This is the first run of
It's the what?
This is the first run of the
First
original
run.
Dick Queasy T-shirts
Right.
that you can pick up too. This is all a tribute to my restaurant. It's got a picture of a lobster, a dead lobster on top of the Dick Queasy name, and underneath it's discarded seafood, which I've made my name on.
You really should. There are people that perhaps are just getting off an airplane that are not familiar with you. And you should. You should explain your line of work. You're a restaurateur.
I'm Dick Queasy from Sick to Me, Maine.
Right.
We got
where is Sick to Me? Is it on the coast?
It's on the coast. It's on the coast road. my restaurant's down with a beautiful view of the shed.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, it's down near the dumpster with a nice view of the shed.
Follow your nose.
That's okay.
Yeah, the views don't count. It's the food. I found that.
Does the food count?
Two things matter to my customers.
Okay.
Price and price.
Exactly.
Oh, the value.
That's
right.
right.
That's true.
That's why I care about offering seafood, which is ridiculously expensive. You go down to Baston, you'll get
Where?
yourself Baston,
Okay.
and you'll have a lobster cost you $45. I almost pooped my pants when I found out about that. That's ridiculous. At Dick Queasy's, you can get a 2.5-pound lobster. In some cases, if it's out of season, you can get that lobster for 99 cents.
Anyone ever pooped their pants at your place?
Well, we've got some issues that we've had
So to speak.
with long banquets.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
In our patty room that we've had, the patty room, occasionally we had a group of, I think it was Weeblos that came in with their parents, and they had the shore banquet, which is really a crab feast, and they lingered there for about 2.5 hours.
It's a
My
mistake.
policy is to get customers out of my main dining room after about 35-40 minutes.
You like to turn over the table.
Oh, it's very important at Queasy's,
Yeah.
yes, and then we deal with the fallout afterwards.
Exactly.
If you don't mind, you have great food. One of the biggest complaints
Thank you.
is the
Thank
fact
you, Oscar.
Wow.
that it's only cash. It's a cash restaurant.
Cash only.
right.
I don't feel like I should pull, my resources and my dollars that come into my restaurant to some goddamn credit card company that's going to take every nickel that I've got. For Christ's sake, what I'd like to do is I'd rather turn that back to the customers and offer things like fresh toilet paper.
They're all about savings.
Now,
It's saving.
when did you start the fresh toilet paper?
Well, about 2 years ago, and we got a little successful. We're very, very happy with that. $5 copay up front.
That's the deal.
That's the
What's
way
a
we work.
copay?
Well, I'm not going to let some derelict or some vagabond roll in my restaurant and not order anything. He might not even get our oldest seafood chowder that we offer, and that's 99 cents too.
So do you have
We've got an extensive 99-cent goddamn menu, and I don't need some street person that's living in a shoebox to come walking in off the Jesus Christ the street so he can take me to the cleaners.
Do you have a problem with dine and dash at your restaurant?
I would no. If once I get them in the door, we're
Dine and run,
Our
perhaps?
waitresses strong. Most of my waitresses at Queasy's can rival any bouncer
Is Flossie-
that you'll find down in Rhode Island.
Is Flossie still up there?
Flossie's?
Is Flossie your waitress?
Oh, Flossie.
Yeah.
She died.
Oh, poor thing.
What happened?
She wasn't doing well. She had 2 knee replacements, a hip replacement, and she was really by the end having a lot of trouble getting around. And she was only 23.
I remember.
Also had the lunch special.
I remember back in the day, she was cut.
Flossie was a strong woman.
Yeah.
she could hold 7 trays.
Wow.
7 trays of my discarded crabs, and she wouldn't even bat an eye. Wouldn't be a bit of sweat on her forehead.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's right.
I have a question for you.
Hello?
Now, I hate to bring this up on the air, but
Do you know who this is?
That's Mac Ronick.
Yeah.
That's right. I just like when you say his name.
Well, I know Mac Ronick because I said I want to listen. By golly, we're putting out this first run of Dick Queasy T-shirts,
Right.
and I want it, for Christ's sake, you better sell these little puppies as quick as you can. He said, "Why don't you come down from Sick to me?" So I drove the truck down. I started yesterday about right after brunch, right after my discarded brunch.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I came down. I drove all through the night to get down here, and so I know Mac Ronick like a brother.
Oh, I just like
That's
when you
true.
say his name.
That's
now,
right.
now we ran your spots in Maine when we were there. We ran your commercial,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and we're promoting your shirts now. But,
Yeah.
but there's a matter.
You okay?
There's a matter of the invoice. We still haven't quite paid for your advertising.
Well,
yet.
you know, I've got terms. I told you. I said I'll give you terms 120 days. You
Sure.
should get your $25.
Well, it was a little more than that.
Well, I
like a
understand
long
that, but you'll
wait.
have to work with me, and I told you that. You know, boy, you're true to your people, is what you
Oh,
are.
now what does that even mean, Dick?
What are
What
you
does that
saying?
mean?
I didn't mean nothing by it. I
Okay.
didn't
So
mean nothing by it.
why the turn to merchandising?
Well, every major chain that I watch these commercials for, you go in, and I took the wife out to one of those chain restaurants. I can't even remember what it was, but they had
Hooters?
Red Lobster?
Hooters?
No, what the hell
Was
was
it Applebee's?
Nope.
Ruby
not that one.
Tuesday?
No,
TGI
no,
Fridays?
No, God, no.
Joe's
no,
Crab Shack?
No, I don't know.
7-Eleven?
Green Turtle.
No, wasn't that one. I can't remember.
Well, it'll come to
I
you.
got no idea what it was.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
I just don't. I remember. Well, hold on. It was that one named after the fruit.
What?
Oh, Applebee's.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That was
So they had T-shirts
Mm-hmm.
in a display case right next to the cash register, and I said to Honey, I said, Martha, Jesus Christ, what a great idea that is! Let's get some Queasy's T-shirts,
Delicious.
print it up so anybody gets it and sell them before people leave.
That's a
the
good
most
idea.
important.
Exactly.
That's
Don't
right.
sleep on the Queasy brunch. It's the flattest champagne in town.
Or better still, sell them before they even get to your restaurant.
That's right.
if we can.
Absolutely. Well,
That's why they're on our
we're-
website.
We're happy now because fall means discarded clam and discarded
yum.
scallop season.
Oh,
so
end
we
of
have
the
a
season
clam
clearance.
We offer right now for $2.45. You can get yourself a clam and scallop platter for $2.45.
Amazing.
I will throw in some eating hush puppies, and you'll be able to spend the whole afternoon with your family. Yeah.
Yum.
Well, hello.
Hello there, Dick. Did you bring us some samples today?
No, I did not.
Oh, shucks.
Thanks for asking. Great to have you back in the studio. Sun brown scallops are on special too this week.
Sun-browned scallops.
That's right. We can give you two platters for a patty of two. I have to remember my special.
There's so many
Yes.
prices.
Yeah, so many.
Two platters for a patty of two, and that's 40 total scallops.
That's a lot.
Wow.
For $3.75.
That's pretty
Sun
reasonable.
brown.
Yeah.
That's right. They're sun brown, but they look just like broiled.
Sun, brown in the
that's
sun.
bad.
They look
No.
like broiled, but
Sure
I
they do.
microwave them after they've been sitting out in the sun. It takes the ammonia taste out.
It's going to be a nice fresh aroma.
That's
too.
right. At Queasy's, we slice the hollandaise sauce. What? We slice the hollandaise thin. You can't show me it through the bar when I can't read it. You
Oh,
got to
I'm sorry
put it
about
over
that,
there
Dick. How
so
about
I
that?
can read the goddamn thing. At Queasy's, we slice the hollandaise thin.
That's delicious, too.
We don't offer hollandaise sauce. You get
At
butter.
the brunch.
You get butter and spice.
Not at the brunch?
No,
That's not hollandaise sauce.
That's not the kind of brunch we're talking about.
Oh,
Champagne
fungus.
brunch.
Looked like hollandaise.
Dick, if you don't mind,
But I'd like everybody to take a good gander at these delightful T-shirts that
Yeah,
are
I
available
love
for a very small price.
We're all wearing them.
These are more expensive than my seafood because they're made. They're brand new, unlike my discarded
These are
seafood.
fresh.
right.
Yeah.
These are brand new, but I think we use recycled cotton, didn't we?
Oh, of course.
That's good stuff.
do
What were you
smell
going to ask
funny.
me?
I was just curious if you could share with the audience. Maybe there could be a restaurateur in the wings here.
Oh, yes.
that would like to open up discarded seafood,
Well,
discarded food enterprise.
Franchise
That is a good
opportunity?
question, Oscar. I've had the Dick Queasy's discarded seafood for 15 years.
Yes.
And I will tell you
How
that
long?
15 years.
Okay.
And I the most important thing that for any restaurateur is cost.
Yes.
I watch my bottom line. You got to spend a penny. You got to spend a penny to make a dollar.
That's right.
Spend $1 to make a penny.
How's it work?
No,
One of
Spend
these
a
days.
spend
No.
a penny to make a dollar.
fuck it. I don't.
You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
No, my father didn't fight in the wars. He was a navigator on a spice freighter.
That's what your uncle told you. He didn't hold with your father's ideals, thought he should have stayed here and not gotten involved.
You fought in the Clone Wars?
Yes. I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior. I understand you've become quite a good pilot yourself. And he was a good friend. Which reminds me, I have something here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. He feared you might follow old Obi-Wan on some damn fool idealistic crusade like your father did.
Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.
Sure, go ahead. What is it?
Your father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. Before the Empire.
It's the Michael Mayer Show. Featuring Buzz Burbank with Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. This is America's most beloved podcast, The Mike O'Mara Show. We're downloaded more than 15 million times.
No, say 50. God,
Boy, do I wish.
Mike, that sounded great. Say that.
If it was 50 million times, my name would be Corolla.
That's right.
And we're heard in 150 countries. You can call us. Yes, you can. Here's our phone number, 718-506-1625.
How are you doing with those glasses today?
It is Monday.
They are spending more time on and off your face.
September 24th.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
No, don't break them.
These are not these are drugstore sunglasses.
They're very handsome, but you're just whipping them on and off.
Well, I need them to read here.
Yeah,
I don't need them. That leads me to our opening sponsor.
Okay.
TLC Laser Eye Center.
Right.
Where someday in the year 2012, Mark is actually going to get together with the people and actually tell me when I need to go over
That's true. As soon as he finishes dealing with the dog.
I'm really not sure when
I understand
that's
your
happen.
impatience.
What was it like when you got you were a glasses wearer for a long time?
I was, and it was so great to be free of them, and there wasn't a moment of discomfort, not even a little bit, not ever, not at any point. You go home, you take a little nap, you wake up, and I sat down. The first thing I did was sit down at the computer screen, and not only could I read the screen, even the fine print without glasses, I could see every colored dot that makes up the screen. You get better. At least I got better than 20/20 vision.
Wow.
And before the procedure, Buzz couldn't even find his computer.
We're talking about TLC Laser Eye Center. The TLC staff is friendly. Their surgeons are experienced. TLC's equipment is always state-of-the-art, and I'm excited about hopefully being a candidate. If I'm not a candidate, we go to someone else on the chain. That's right. That's the way it works.
I'd like X-ray vision. Can they do that?
TLC lifetime commitment is huge. TLC has locations all over the nation. If you move, you're covered. Right. To schedule a free consultation and to see what you've been missing, call 877-TLC-2020. That's 877-TLC-2020, or very easy to find TLC online. You just go to LASIK, LASIK.com. That's LASIK.com. Be sure to tell them you heard about TLC on the Mike O'Mara Show, and we thank you in advance. On the program today, a lost weekend, in my humble opinion.
No.
How come?
Nothing much to talk about.
Really?
Kind of a lost weekend. I mean, I did a little auction.
You did the auction thing.
I had some kids over on Friday night.
Your family?
Making cake pops for the auction.
Oh, literal kids.
Said Carla will get together on Sunday and we'll go for a ride, or we'll go travel around, walk around. And she went off with her mother, and it was just a...
Were you lonely?
It was the lost weekend for me. Emmy Awards, we'll talk about those. Okay. Welcome back to RJ. We got to say our buddy's back here in studio.
He's here. Who had 2 weeks?
Thank you. Well, it's been 3, Oscar. 3 weeks.
But not since you've been
and
back.
I'm leaving.
And RJ, I'm really sorry you got fired down there. We all thought it would work out.
I didn't want to tell anybody.
The opening of Boardwalk Empire, one of our favorite shows, and let me see. Carlo actually wants to see a movie. I'm very excited about it.
Really? A porno?
No, not a chance.
Oh.
A Brush with Death for me over the weekend.
Always.
And Rob's incredible Facebook happiness, which I was very envious of over the weekend.
There's no containing.
We'll start with that. I looked at Rob's Facebook page.
I had a great weekend.
And football with Belichick. I want to ask, you were at the game last night.
Yeah.
You were at the Let's
Sunday
start with
night
that.
football, baby.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows, in not necessarily in the NFL, but also in all of sport, that Bill Belichick is a legendary a-hole.
Hothead.
I mean, he is hothead is not the way I would do it. He is
They walk hand in hand, though.
He's a nasty guy. He's a cheater. He's not friendly. He doesn't care about people.
Lousy dresser.
He's a lousy dresser. He's just not a cool dude.
Not a good guy.
Right.
And, watching the clip of Bill Belichick attacking the referee after the winning field goal that was kicked by Baltimore.
Before we proceed, can I play you the closing moments of last night's game?
Let's do it.
So you can actually hear how, because I like to hear the amazement.
Oscar, were you there till the end, or?
I'll share that with you. No.
Oh, no. That's a 27-yard attempt. Justin Tucker for the win. Whoa, baby! Oh, Justin! And the Pacers are saying no!
Wilford can't believe it. Wilford took his helmet off and went screaming right for the official. This one goes high over the upright and was really close.
Between the uprights is a reviewable thing if it goes between, but above the uprights, just so you know, is not reviewable.
And here it
so
comes.
You can't review that play one way or another because it went over the top of the upright.
I can't believe Bill Belichick just did that.
Ooh, neither can I. 31-30 Baltimore.
Al Michaels sending a little fade there.
He raced over. Grabbed somebody.
He raced over and grabbed the
Al Michaels. Ooh, neither can I.
Yeah, Al Michaels, who in his day was a great sports guy, but now it's like, hey, I got to get back to the hotel.
Yeah,
they could have lingered with that a little bit, but apparently this controversy lingered into today. This is a major sports controversy about Bill Belichick racing over to the referee and kind of shoving him and grabbing him at the same time, and you can't do that.
No, you can't.
He had a
and he said a bad word.
Very bad word.
Yes, one of the worst.
But he's just such a, it's like that's the only time you see him with emotion,
Right.
When it's this negative, like, explosion of hostility. You never see any joy from the guy. I just hate Bill. I hate Bill Belichick.
And not much to
I hate
like.
the whole Patriots organization, and I'm a New Englander.
Is there anybody?
Bob Kraft.
There's a lot of people out there that love the game of football. Is there anyone out there that really likes Belichick?
I don't think anybody in the league
Who wins
does.
a contest between him and Dan Snyder?
Oh my God, that's tough.
That is.
I'd love to know, like, within
That's tough. Maybe
the
they'll be
world,
married
and
someday.
that'd be great. They could make the most hateable child.
Right.
A tip of the hat, though, to the Ravens organization. When I used to go to the games in the past, I used to go with Dominique's family when he played on the team.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Dan Snyder for that Romney fundraiser that he's having.
Good
Oh, I didn't know that was going on.
Just a salute.
I was so surprised.
Full disclosure.
I didn't beg him for a Romney
No,
supporter.
not at all. Not at all.
So-
That's shocking. Really, him?
In the past, we've killed the experience in the GC area at FedEx Field just because it's a horrible experience to go to the game.
Yes.
We've talked about it in the past just because it's in Landover, Maryland. It's
Right.
hard to get out of, and it takes forever to get into. I dreaded going to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and I simply went, to be fair, just because my girlfriend's a big Patriots fan. So I got some tickets through scorebig.com.
Does she like Belichick?
She just likes Tom Brady, bottom line.
Okay.
She's I've seen lots of pictures with Shannon. She's always wearing that Brady jersey.
Yes. And
It's her most treasured possession.
Yeah, and mind you, she's on crutches, so there could have been a chance we wouldn't go, but she was so excited to go. I said, are you sure you want to go into a stadium? You're on crutches, probably not the best place to go.
Right.
And she was excited to go, so we kept the tickets. We ended up leaving D.C., getting to Baltimore, getting in it's so easy to get in and out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore
it's
built
true.
these stadiums. They built
Oh, my
Camden
God,
Yards
it's
and they built,
perfect.
is it M&T?
Yes.
And they built these two stadiums, and it's just on
brilliant.
the absolute. They put them in places where
You can access them.
all the highways meet. Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
and
can
I mean
get to
they
them.
did it intelligently, unlike here in DC.
So at one point, I looked at her. I said, "Look, I don't care how easy it is to get in and out of here. To leave here with crutches is going to be horrible because getting in it was tough. Just because people are just walking around hammered.
You're not
Right?
motivated.
What do you mean?
You're just not motivated to watch a game.
No,
You're
he's not
kind of like
into it.
you're really taking. I mean, it's usually the opposite way around. That the girl goes with the guy to humor him. You're humoring her.
I'm humored. I'm dancing.
you're
Yeah.
When would you?
I've got my tap shoes on.
Perfect world.
Yes.
Perfect Oscar Santana world.
Yes.
When would you have been ready to leave? When would you have left?
I would have left. Oh God.
First quarter,
No, I would have left at halftime.
halftime.
Oh, that's
That
nice.
would've been enough. That would
Why
have been
bother
enough.
going?
What do you mean? Why bother going?
If you leave at
I'm
halftime,
just
the
trying to
game's
ma-
not even over. You didn't go to see the game.
Let me tell you something, Diaz.
RJ, you know
I
what?
could care less about the game. I just want her to be happy.
RJ leaves. You know when RJ leaves the game? When the guy that's sweeping up goes, "Sir, you're gonna have to get out of
time
that."
to
Security guards come chase me out.
So-
Meanwhile, Oscar keeps dancing.
The Patriots are winning. Shannon's happy. I'm like, whatever.
Life is good.
Look, there's 9 minutes left in the game. People are racing out of the stadium.
Really?
Yes. And
so when I didn't watch the game, so was the comeback?
The comeback was
sudden?
The last 7 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
The last, and as we're walking out,
why
I
you
hear
stay.
no. I still stand by the fact that I like.
That's why you stay in Tampa.
I like getting
so
home.
be quiet.
Thanks, Rob.
So we leave and I start hearing the roar and I'm like, there's no way they're going to come back. The Patriots have been marching up and down this field. There's no way. Yeah. And then we get to the garage and I'm listening to this and I'm like, watch them come back. They're literally, they're 90 yards away from a field goal and they just start moving up the field.
They're a good ball club.
Yeah, and this is when you know someone's truly a fan. Shannon is pissed next to me the whole time in the car.
Absolutely.
And I said, look, why aren't you happy? We got to see the game. We came to Baltimore. No. She was pissed that the Patriots were losing. She didn't care about staying inside the stadium because she actually has more of a life than just having to watch this team the whole time. She has to get home and go to work the next morning.
Right.
So I said to myself, well, we could go back if you like. She said, no, let's keep watching. They end up winning the game. The Ravens do. The last second field goal. There's a lot of controversy. And she didn't speak for 30 minutes. She sat there stewing.
That's fantastic.
Stewing.
I like the fact that a girl is that big a fan.
And I'm
She's
yelling.
a fan,
I'm
Mike.
like,
That's what counts.
yeah. We got out of Baltimore before all the rubes got out of there.
That would, if I was with you and I was her and I was into the game, I would be so pissed off.
Yeah. Well,
Because
did you at least keep it to yourself?
No, of course I didn't.
Yeah, well played.
But regardless, the Ravens won. The game day experience is amazing, and I hadn't been to a nighttime experience in a long
explain.
time.
All right, talk about the whole thing. Now obviously getting there easier than FedEx.
Yes.
Getting in. We've discussed this before. Getting in
to the stadium is amazing.
Very easy.
A lot of people across the world don't know that FedEx Field is where the Redskins play, and it's only accessible by 4 dirt roads. And that's the only way you can get there is on these small, unimproved dirt roads. Meanwhile, there's super highways from all directions that take you to Baltimore.
Let me explain to you. FedEx Field, where the Redskins play their home games, they're quote unquote. It's 15 years old now.
It is that old, isn't it?
Wow. And when you look at it, it's astonishing to me. You go to the old place, RFK, that was I think built in the 60s,
68, I think,
where they used to play their games. Mm-hmm. You look at the two stadiums now. I can't tell the difference. No. It looks just as crappy and ratty. There's nothing shiny and new about it. FedEx Field, it's disgusting.
Originally was Jack Kent Cooke Stadium, of course.
Right.
And it never had a sparkling look about it. It was always sort of unimproved.
It's like Verizon Center
concrete
downtown.
slab.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was hard to access. But the thing that it had over RFK is it never smelled as much like urine. But I think it's getting there.
It's getting there, and you have a staff that is so hostile to the people. It is beyond hostility.
Yeah, you just went to the preseason game, so you know exactly what you're talking about.
So mean, so nasty.
They hadn't been
down hostile,
and when you went, they weren't on a 2-game losing streak.
Really, can I be honest with you? To really pick about FedEx Field, you've got people. FedEx is known to have the drunkest tailgaters in football.
Yes,
and I think people. I spoke to a guy who was explaining to me.
Drunk?
I was actually sober, and I was talking to a guy about. He said, the game experience has become such a drag that everybody just tunes up and makes it a parking lot party, because that's really the high point of people's day.
But
they almost won yesterday.
The difference in Baltimore is that you have like a history of winning now,
right?
So they're into the game, and then two, the one thing I discovered that I really cared about was that I finally got the iPhone 5.
Oh!
And it works
sorry,
inside
Oscar.
the stadium.
Oscar, I'm sorry.
Really?
It works inside this. Everyone else couldn't upload anything, and
Save
I could upload
that for
everything.
tomorrow.
Yes.
I want a full discussion with the iPhone. You snuck that in.
LTE.
It's thinner.
Really?
Shannon had to use my phone to update her Facebook profile.
That's very cool.
Because her 4 and 4S just didn't work.
And remember, folks, it's all because he dialed a wrong number.
One question.
Yes.
Faster?
It's like 10 times faster.
Mike.
It's amazing.
Mike.
Do you have one too?
Unbelievable.
Wait a minute.
My son got it, and I'm getting one in 2 weeks.
Your son Mike got one?
Yes.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Where did Mike steal it?
Oh, come on, he's got a job, Rob. Give me a break.
They sold out.
Mike, it's faster. Thank you.
I think I'm going to steal the iPhone or something.
Yeah, the car was unattended or something.
It's faster than my home
How was
BIOS.
your foul-mouthed kid, anyway?
What? I think he learned some of that from you.
Mike Diaz, the
Always
shock.
me.
Mike Diaz,
Always
shock.
me.
But you're right that Shannon's just a bigger fan than I am.
That's good.
Bottom line.
It's a great experience.
It is.
in
And
that
you know
stadium.
what? There was a moment where we were together, and she looks at me and she goes, "Are you excited?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that you're excited." And she goes, "I am so excited." And she started shaking her crutches. She's like, "I cannot wait to get in the stadium."
Cute.
I
That
was
is
like,
adorable.
"I'd pay $1 million every time if you were this happy."
That's
Yes.
great.
You know, it was awesome.
It's so cool. You got to like jump on that bandwagon. You got to like.
I
Maybe,
gotta get into it.
Football is hard. Football is. All right. I have to be very careful.
Be
with what I
careful,
say
Mike.
right
It's a
now.
great find, Oscar.
right.
Great find.
I was doing the auction the other night. We had 2 pairs of tickets to the Skins for the Helping Haitian Angels auction,
Right.
and I offered these up, and I said, tickets to see the Redskins. Your Redskins are going to be tough to beat. And Bill Harvey was standing next to me, and he went, "Your." Our
Washington Redskins. Well, Mike, I know as a broadcaster, you don't like to reveal any alliances. You
Right.
are really, if we can pull back the curtain, the biggest Redskins fan I know.
Thank you, Rob.
Well, how many markets have you been
But
in?
you are clever enough to keep that to yourself. You don't want that to color your
tip it
I don't
Yeah.
want people around the country to be pissed off at me, so that when the Redskins, excuse me,
How's that? Shall I play you off?
when the
Let's
Redskins.
play you off. And thank you, Mike. It was so nice.
Sorry, we're out of time. I want to thank my agent. I love the Emmys.
Next up.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll briefly tell you about my lost weekend.
Okay, good.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
I'll compare it to Rob's. I think Rob's weekend and my weekend. Rob, I'm so jealous of Rob's weekend.
I had a
because of
great
mine.
weekend.
We'll come back and we'll say hi to our friend RJ. We'll be right back.
I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, our second segment. What are you twitching and waving and doing all
I'm
that?
just happy to be here, Mike.
He's
Come
Dancing with the music.
on. Yeah.
You're here for one day, right?
I leave tomorrow morning.
Okay.
What time?
Before the show, Rob.
Oh, that's a shame.
Our show is brought to you by
Encore.
Insurance Services.
Oh, boy.
Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Official sponsor of our live stage show. November 10th at Circus Circus in Reno. Encore is, they love being associated with our big events, and we love having them.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
awesome.
make these things happen.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
wouldn't be able to do it without Encore.
All aboard!
Want to ask you a personal favor. All you need to do is, for a free quote, go to smartterm.com. That's SMARTTERM. That's 2 T's in there. Smartterm.com, or call this number, 866-347-5748. They'll compare rates to help you save. Licensing and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. We are so proud and grateful to be sponsored again by Encore Insurance Services. You love them.
Yes, they're your insurance concierge.
That's good stuff.
Wow.
So get it done. And
Shocked he was able to say it.
everybody, especially in our listening audience, you're not going to live forever.
Yeah. And
All right.
So get that life insurance.
Even if you're at my age in your early 30s, the earlier you do it, the really more economical it's going to be for you.
You make a good deal. You get a good deal.
What was that?
You get a good deal.
Thanks for
because
the
he's
tip,
healthy.
Thanks.
It's Articulate Monday.
Yeah, trying my best.
Nicely
You know
done.
what? I'd like to talk more, Mike, but I've got to go. I'd like to thank my agents.
Playing himself
That's
off.
right. It's very
Rob,
nice to be hired and trusted.
Did you have a little too much weekend?
Had a long night last night. I did something I
I'd
had.
love to hear about it. But first, let's welcome RJ Diaz.
Well, I understand when you have something really strong, you go to the good material.
Welcome back.
Thank you, guys. I have to tell you, I've been listening to the show, and it's been tough not being here, but you guys have been putting on one hell of a show.
Thank you, RJ.
I've enjoyed the hell out of it.
Thank
Very
you,
kind.
and it's good to have you back. And you're back here. I know you have some doctor's visits to attend to.
Follow-ups and things.
And then back down. You flew in, and then it's back down to Tampa.
Back to work.
How you liking it down in Florida, Central Florida?
It's interesting. It's actually, I was surprised how cool it was before I left, and it was the same up here. That's what.
Have we gotten any football games in the
I
3
have
weeks
not,
you've been gone?
but
Not yet?
you know, the Bucks are not really looking that good.
Oh.
And the Dolphins suck too. But hey, what can I tell you? So do the Redskins. Yay!
Well,
I'm sorry.
Welcome back. We are delighted to have you back. The Riddler. The Riddler is back in the studio.
And what time did he get here today? I know a lot of times, Mike, you've been upset with his late arrivals slowing down the show.
If you remember,
he snuck in a half hour early.
He wanted people here early.
That's right.
He snuck in a half hour early. I had bedhead.
Oh, it was before your shower?
Yeah, he had, and so it was, but
okay.
Welcome. Anyway.
That's one day, Mike.
Good to have you here. The weekend.
Yeah.
All right, it's not that I had an empty weekend. I had a very productive weekend at the Barrel Oak Winery here in the wilds of Northern Virginia, raising money
out there doing good, Mike,
for the children of Haiti, which was a very gratifying experience. But I want to say this: be careful. I seem to have to be careful about everything I say today.
No, you're fine.
When Oscar was probably more eloquent than anyone on this subject. When we are asked to be auctioneers, we are asked because we are the circus clowns.
Yes.
We are the individuals who will do it.
Yes.
And the position of auctioneer, I don't care where you are or who you are.
It's tough.
Is not a position of honor.
No.
Oh, no. It's like a punishment.
It is a position of abuse. And this one was better than a lot of them. Oh, it's funny you mentioned that.
I've had it.
Flop sweats.
Yes, at an auction, as an auctioneer.
Get to the auction at 5:30. Carla was baking cake pops on Friday night, so we got to get there right at 5:30, 5:45 to get in there. We walk in the door. It's a lovely evening, probably in the upper 70s to low 80s. We're supposed to get a cold front coming through, but it's not affecting our weather.
Oh, that's excellent.
So it's actually very, very nice, but it's warm.
Right, sir, here we go there. What are they going to give for?
Actual tape of Mike O'Mara.
Here I am. Now,
yes.
The way this place is set up, there's this huge outbuilding. It's like a barn where they serve the wine inside.
Right.
Beautiful piece of property.
Good.
It's got vineyards all around it, really gorgeous. And then they've got a huge patio where we stake stuff out. Suzanne and her man Ben are out there, and they have a table at the far back of the patio, which it's just for me perfect. Because I can kind of hide over there before I'm supposed to do my thing. So
are you full of dread before it happens? Because here's the deal.
Not full of dread at all.
A lot of times,
a rag. I mean, you guys know what it is.
Yeah.
You've all seen it. You know when I'm pure Tommy Tampon, where really there's not a worse person to be around. I know this.
I know.
There's not a worse person to be around than when I get into that dark mood.
Any trace of optimism that this is going to be the auction that's the good one?
No.
Breakout auction.
No.
Because it could be this one.
That's even worse when you think it's going to be okay and then it turns out not to be.
Maybe you are much more mature than I am in the fact that I always hold out that this is going to be the one.
No.
I do that. Charlie Brown.
And the auction could not have been more successful.
Good.
Right.
For what we had and what we did, I thought we kicked ass. So
irrelevant.
That part is good. That part is usually good.
Right.
It doesn't matter that I still dread it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I dread it because you've got to wrangle the crowd. You've got to get people their attention.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know who you are or why you're up there.
Right.
They're rude because you're asking them technically for money. So that has an attitude that people are kind of
they're already
whatever.
They're already a half a bottle of wine into the night. The last thing they want is you.
You get organizers coming up, and only at one time on this auction, but I've had it happen a lot worse, where somebody said, that was a $900 bid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, pal.
And so that kind of stuff. But that didn't happen a lot because I got my buddies, Bill and Debbie, and Bill Harvey, a lifesaver for me.
Awesome.
At an auction. He bids on stuff. He's actively involved. He keeps track. We've done, I think, 5 or 6 together.
Wow.
And he has always been an ally. So he makes it great.
And was Debbie as on point as she was when she was here? Because she had to be a great ally in the crowd too.
They have their act together. Good. They're very well organized. I will tell you this though, that I still, it's a work night for me. Any way you slice it, that's what it is for me. And Carla and her mom, I'm driving them out to the winery, and for them,
not a work night.
It's wine night.
Right. Wine night.
It's wine night where they bottle the crap. So they're walking on air. They're and I'm just like, meh,
we're going to look at the barrels.
Yeah, it's speaking. I'm so glad you mentioned
case.
So I'm sitting out on the patio, and I'm going to have 2 or 3 glasses of wine.
It's about as much as you should have.
That's
in that
because of my
situation.
previous week. I don't want to throw myself off on the Weight Not program, and I didn't.
Oh, good.
And I am very. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Is that a hoagie to the left of you?
So I'm sitting out there, and a guy that's dressed in, he's got big boots on. He looks like he's been out working. He comes and goes, "Hey, I'm a huge fan. I just want to say I've been listening to you since the beginning. I love the podcast.
Nice.
Do me a favor. I want you to come down and see the barrels and see how we do it. And it's the vintner."
No kidding!
A guy named Rick is the vintner.
His name is Rick Wine.
And he comes by, and then he goes back in. And by this time, it's 7:15-ish. And then at 7:30, 7:35, I go back in because I'm supposed to go on at 7:45. And I am supposed to check out what my responsibilities are, what I'm going to be auctioning off, my little folder that they have for me. As I'm walking in at about 7:30-ish, 7:35, this guy Rick sees me again. He says, "Come on, you have a minute?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell? I mean, it's informal. It's not that big a deal. It's not going to be that big a deal." Right. We go down the 4 flights of stairs to get to the barrels. And, we go down, and it's really cool. I mean, they've got these stainless steel things they keep the wine in. And then he takes me into the barrel room where there are these oak barrels where they age the wine, and you see the whole process. And this is one of the larger wineries. This is a real deal.
The real deal.
Yeah, this is a real deal winery in Virginia. You don't see them a lot. A lot of them say they're a winery.
Mom and pop.
But they kind of salahi it, where they really don't do it.
That hand gesture, Mike, is never appropriate.
This is really wine. So I'm looking around, and he says, "Would you like to taste some new wine? It's 8 months away from the full fermentation." And he takes out this wine, this Chardonnay, and I take a sip, and it's very, very cool, and I feel very privileged to be doing this. Well, I'm losing a little track of time, and then we do the 4-flight march up, and then he says, "Oh, I just want to get another key." We go down another 4 flights, then we come up another 4 flights again, and at that point they go, "You're on."
Of course.
And at this point, the waterworks open up.
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees inside this place.
And you're Mayor Barry.
You guys have worked with me. When I get the flop sweats, there ain't no turning it off.
Same here.
I go on, and the waterworks are open, and I have to stand up. And the stage for me is standing on a fireplace mantle.
Damn it, I hate this.
The fireplace ledge.
Oh, the hearth.
Which is made out of actual stone, so it's not an even surface. And I've got hard school shoes on, and I'm sort of balancing on this while the speeches are going on. And Bill speaks, and Debbie speaks, and the owner of the winery speaks. And I'm, meanwhile, sitting there. I said to Caroline, "Give me a napkin."
Yes.
Give me a napkin. And they're speaking as I'm dabbing the forehead.
And you know what? The fact that you're worried that it's not stopping is what's prolonging it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
My palms are sweating hearing about this.
It was, but it was, you know what? All things considered, number of people there to bids and stuff like that couldn't have been better.
What was the best item you moved?
There was a fishing trip to Costa Rica that was a $10,000 fishing trip.
Wow.
And if I had that kind of money you get I think it went for like $6,000.
Was that Costa Rica or Costa Plenty?
Costa Plenty. There was some good stuff there. There was some neat stuff.
That's cool.
So the auction was over, and then I said to Carly the whole day, I said, "You're going to be drinking your wine. You're going to be staying up with your mom. But Sunday, let's go for a ride. Let's
cool.
Let's make it my day."
Oh, on your motorcycle.
Let's make it my day. On Friday, I had ridden up to the memorial, the Flight 93 memorial, and ridden around Pennsylvania and just taken a really long ride because they were making cake pops, and I didn't want to be around the cake pops.
Without revealing anything, did you see anybody special on Friday?
Did I see anybody
special? Because I know there
was
was something you were going to try to do on Friday.
What's that?
The president was speaking.
No, I did not. I did not.
No.
I went down to. I started out, left the house, went down to Woodbridge where he was speaking.
Right.
This was the gesture that I told the cop. Not even into the stadium. This is the gesture on the Potomac Nationals place.
Yeah, of course.
This is the street off of Prince William Parkway. This is the cop.
He just waved you by.
Needless to say, we turned the motorcycle around, headed back, and then I went on a huge long ride, blissful ride on my own.
Gorgeous
and
day, right?
I told Carla I wanted to maybe take her back up there on Sunday. Well, she had a day with Mama on Sunday, shopping and stuff, and I was the lonely guy.
Well, I think it's nice that the day after the winery tour, they were shopping and not recovering. Equally likely.
Just a little bit, we all have them. I just feel like kind of a stolen weekend.
It happens.
But that's okay. I've had plenty of good ones. You, on the other hand.
I'm busy.
What did he do? I blocked him on Facebook.
Family.
Thanks, buddy.
He can do that faster now with his
He
phone.
was filled with great joy all weekend. It was Happy Rob here, Happy Rob there.
It was
Happy
a couple
Rob
of
with
my
his
favorite
family,
things.
Happy Rob at a wedding, Happy Rob at Peking Gourmet,
Happy
Rob with
sickening.
Grandpa, Happy Rob, blah, blah, blah. And I was so jealous.
My cousin Dan got married. Congratulations to Katie and Dan. It's
It
my
looked
Uncle
like
Dana's.
it might have been a good wedding.
It was a great wedding. It's my Uncle Dana's, who was the closest uncle to my age. We're only about 10 years apart. His oldest son got married, and it was a great wedding. It was a Catholic wedding that they brought in 56 minutes with
good.
communion.
Very good.
Not bad. We were
Very
there
good.
for most of it, except Carrie got us there, so we had to sneak in a little late.
That was a short sermon.
Was that by design?
No, I
Is
allowed
that your anti-Catholicism?
I don't like to. This will shock you.
Rob
I
would
don't
feed
like to be
Catholics
late.
to the lions. if he
I don't like to be late, especially to a wedding. And
Right.
so I
That's
gave
the
Carrie
worst.
about a 40-minute window. I said, we need to leave
padding.
here at 10. And we left a little after 11.
And that
Perfect.
stopped to pick up.
Really?
And we had to pick up my mom. And so it was, and also as we're going
How
out.
pissed off were you at that point?
At that point, a little tense. Because
And he-
I do not like walking into a wedding
and he
late.
stops at the outlet mall.
No, but we were going to take the
Walking
Tahoe.
into a wedding late does totally suck.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Embarrassing.
It
It's
sucks.
really
It's not
bad.
fun.
And we had to since we had an extra passenger, I was going to suggest we take the Tahoe, which is Carrie's primary car because of the third row seat, because we had to pick my mom up, and we were getting in. And she says, "Oh, and we're going to need gas." I said, "Everybody, get out! Get out!" It was like a Gleason moment. It was get out, and we're getting in the Chrysler. And so we get there. We get there at it was a noon wedding. And we got there at 12:08.
Oh my!
But you know what? It was a high-tech Catholic church with a piped-in sound system in the lobby and a side entrance, so we were able to get in unobserved.
See the way he has a
Sneak in,
just
yes.
ever so slight mocking tone with the Catholics.
It was very high-tech.
You're so anti-Catholic.
No, it was fine.
You pissed me off so
No,
much
there
when you
was
did.
beautiful-
It was a high-tech with piped-in
What are
sound.
you
Beautiful
What
statuary.
are you that you hate the Catholics?
I don't hate the Catholic.
He does. He's a fallen Catholic.
I am.
He's a reformed Catholic.
As you are.
It's the same with all because the different. He lops them into the different.
No, and you know what? I'm more like them than any other religion, probably.
But you call it hocus pocus.
There's a boy, and I forgot.
Well, what is all religion, Rob? All
is.
religion is hocus pocus.
Well,
but
yeah,
that's the one that you like to pick on.
There's not as much hocus pocus in a Methodist ceremony.
Oh God, you bigot!
The standing
You were
and
such a bigot.
the magical
All
transformations.
right. So you
and
went to the wedding. Was there
the
booze?
kneeling? There were lots of booze.
Yeah,
It was
good.
great, and there was some great. Obviously, this is a facility. It's near Tyson's Corner. It's the Grand Atrium, and obviously they've done weddings before because there's signs. And Carrie took pictures of some of the signs that were great. It says, "Bar closes promptly at 5:30. No shots, no doubles." And so,
Where was the place that they had the reception?
the Grand Atrium of Tyson's Corner. It's on Gallows Road. It's a
Really?
wedding facility. It's great. 2 levels, a bar,
grand-
dance
but
room.
It's a wedding facility.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's
yeah.
why they have those signs.
Yeah, and then there was
No
another
shots, no doubles.
And the best sign, and that's
funny.
It was about a year ago. I don't know if you remember that Carrie misplaced her shoes at another family wedding, and then that was at I think Fort Myer, and there was a great sign that said, "No glassware on the dance floor. Women dance barefoot."
Oh,
And then another sign under it, in quotation marks, "Glass cuts feet." I said, "Oh, okay, now it makes perfect
Now you
sense."
get
So
it.
they just do weddings, and they obviously have
They
experienced
know exactly
everything.
what they're doing.
That's too
Good
funny.
food, great bar, and always great when the whole family is together. So
Right.
that was a great wedding. And
Did she allow you to? Were you the designated driver?
I was not.
So she let you.
Yeah,
imbibe.
and that went on into the evening, and then got home probably 7-ish.
Right.
From a noon wedding to a 7, it was a long day. It's
not bad.
Kids wanted to watch Finding Nemo. I had enough booze. I said, "Let's watch it. It's funny movies, fish, it's great. Watch the movie. Pretty colors. Send the kids to bed." I watched Ed Wood, then passed out. And then the next day, Carrie's birthday celebration, and she laid out exactly what she wanted. I gave her a day of beauty on the previous Friday, so she
Very
got to do
nice.
everything she wanted to do at the salon.
Good.
And then she laid out her breakfast that
See
she
how
wanted.
boring this is? This
Yeah,
is
I
just,
already tuned
this
out.
is so happy. This is so joyful
I'm sorry.
and happy.
I'm sorry.
It's like
No
there's
conflict.
nothing
You didn't
fun
fight
about it.
once?
No, we never did. And she drank nearly 2 bottles of Prosecco
Sorry.
throughout
Well, that's
the day.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Yes,
I'll
sir.
talk about my appearance if you want.
No.
Okay.
That's right.
But I do want to have 10 seconds.
No. You want 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, Mike McQuarrie and his lovely daughter, Clara, for being the only participants that met me at the Courtside Grill Friday evening.
Oh, for your
But
appearance, yes.
considering it was like a last-minute thing, we're going to do this again. And I'm going to announce
I
it.
had 45 people in Denver when I did a last
Yeah, I
minute
know.
thing.
Well, I know, Mike. That's because you're Mike O'Mara.
Mike O'Mara.
I'm just RJD.
And also,
Thanks for sharing
RJ,
that.
for the
That's
next,
good for the
but
show
I
to
wanted
say that.
to.
That's good. That's good. That's
the
a good
next
story to
appearance-
relate that we got one person that came out your
his
appearance.
next
wait.
appearance, Mike, he will have perfected his
He's back.
We will make it work.
Right.
his close magic act.
No one's calling.
That's good.
Yeah, Mike, no one's calling.
Yes, there's 3 callers.
Thank you. Okay. When do you go back?
Well, you want me to leave now?
The audio vault's not that good if you want to duck out.
Oh, okay. Hey,
We will take a break, and when we come
I'll
back,
stay
it's
awake.
time for Rob's Magic Audio Vault. And as we go to break, take a look if you can. Well, you probably
Yeah.
can. If you're listening to us, we are all wearing the fabulous Dick Queasy Discarded Seafood T-shirts. The great thing about these T-shirts, it looks like a real restaurant.
If you just glance at it, it looks like you really did buy it at a real place.
Yeah, please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com to get yours. We haven't had a new run of T-shirts in a long time. We'd love to sell these out, so check them out. These are so perfect.
They're wonderful.
They're so perfect. They look like you really went into like a Red Lobster. It cracks me up. Although in this particular T-shirt, the lobster over the logo is dead.
Yeah, it's discolored lobster.
We'll take a break.
funny.
Come back with Rob Spiewak's Audio Vault right after this.
Somebody, I hear you looking for someone to love, 'cause you need.
Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Rob's Magic Audio Vault is brought to you by Smart Smoke, the premium e-cigarette. Smart Smoke, the nicotine you crave without all that nasty tar, odor, secondhand smoke, or carcinogens. I was hooving on one out at the winery on Saturday night.
Bet you looked hot.
I did. I look so sexy with it. The same-day shipping is available and a money-back guarantee. Smart Smoke is the smarter alternative to tobacco, and it costs 80% less than traditional tobacco products. And try the new Omega-3. That's the one that I was using. I just remember one part of the winery.
What?
That was the one that I was using, and the one that, Mark, I lost at the winery.
Oh, no.
We'll get you a new one as soon as he takes care of his dog.
I left the
Like
Omega-2.
sunglasses.
I left the Omega-2 behind at the winery, and seriously, between the wine, that was the one moment of unhappiness.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You know, with the wine sisters, that was the one moment of unhappiness.
Because they wanted that.
My good night on Saturday night was, I'm going to bed. And I just walked upstairs.
Wow.
And Carla's mom said, nice job with the auction. And I'm like, and then I hear, nice job with the auction. Thank you.
Fast forward 3 months, someone buys a bottle of Virginia wine, and there's a Smart Smoke in the bottle.
Try the new Omega-2 with a heavy-duty design, up to 14 hours of battery life. They really are great. To see all the styles, flavors, and strengths, and to order refills like Mark does all the time for Carla, just click the Smart Smoke ad on our website. We opened it up already. Let's see what we got for today. This is Monday, September 24, 2020.
As so often is the case, Mike, the Audio Vault flavored with disappointment.
Okay.
I did not care much for what Jimmy Kimmel did last night.
I did not
thought
either.
I didn't think he brought his A game.
No.
And why? Can you analyze where he blew it?
Let's pause about the whole thing.
For the Emmys.
There are multiple layers to this. I believe that, America is, and I'll stop the alphabet when I run out of things.
Okay.
Keep going.
So you only have 26 pointers.
Celebrities are getting more confident and more annoying because of it.
Okay, I agree.
Groundlessly confident.
B, there are too many award shows. C, America, I believe, is getting tired of award shows.
I agree with that.
Because they're just not entertaining. And the hosts are more concerned with the inside business dealings they have than they are with entertaining people, with the main exception of Ricky Gervais.
Right.
Outside of that, you get Kimmel, who's
He seemed weary.
he's safe.
It seemed to me,
downtrodden.
well, it seemed to me he had some sort of shackles on him
Yeah,
somehow
yeah.
from within, and also he seemed to be playing to the room. And he has to remember this is a television event. This has always been an event about television, but he needs to play to the people at home. And I didn't feel that.
I watched the pre-game on ABC because
Al Michaels' Emmy pregame show.
well, no, I'm not going to watch a Pittsburgh football game. I don't like Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I don't watch Pittsburgh.
It
I didn't
wasn't
watch
on.
it. And what's that?
There was the Ravens.
No, it was the Pittsburgh game.
Oh, what time did they come on?
Here's my point.
Yeah.
The 7 o'clock, I think, I tune into 60 Minutes.
Oh,
Now listen,
okay.
I love football. I watch every Redskins game. I literally do. I watched every
love the
Redskins game.
Redskins.
I love to watch the Redskins. And I do.
Try to stop him.
I know you do.
I could tell you everything that happened in that game because I do watch the
Right.
What I don't watch is if my team is not in it, if the Giants aren't playing, I'm not going to watch a doubleheader.
No.
Right.
I don't. I've had my football.
That's
Watch
quite
my
a lot.
one game.
Watch
I'm
a
really.
game, that's enough.
I'm just not going to do that. There are a lot of people that
4
do.
o'clock game.
I'm not going to do that. So I'm one of the people that falls into the camp of I think it's complete. Got to wet it again. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. We already have
it's
one.
complete bullshit.
Right.
That I tune into Channel 9 to watch 60 Minutes at 7 o'clock, and they have 4 minutes to go in the effing fourth quarter.
It's not
Yep.
there.
And I guess this has a lot to do with the replacement refs and all that. So I'm like, I didn't feel like watching Pittsburgh, and I flipped over to this. The most vacuous
pre-show.
television, absolutely horrible. The third tier ABC morning crew interviewing celebrities and
That you
talking
don't
about,
know.
yeah, and talking about how hot it is. I mean, it was a disappointing evening of television.
Have you ever tried
television.
the pre-show for?
Yeah, I've looked in on
It's a
that
little
couple
better.
of
Yeah,
times.
E's just better because
They're a little snarkier.
they're snarkier and they have just more attractive hosts.
It's just TV. I realize that I love the Academy Awards. I still watch that one. And I like the Golden Globes, but the Emmys really not so much.
The Emmys
anymore.
have fallen apart, and I always liked the Emmys because it was a television event that celebrated television.
Usually
and there's
my
nothing,
favorite, yeah.
Nothing that I love more. And I just thought that
And
Kimmel
my
dropped the
teams
ball.
won. My teams won last night. Homeland
Yeah.
and Modern Family, my two favorite shows. They were winning all the
I
time.
will give them a credit. Great death reel last night. A lot of game show hosts.
Phenomenal death reel was good, but overall, I think it's just gotten kind of a. And with Kimmel, it's safe, and I get the undercurrent of a total promotional
absolutely.
vehicle from ABC. They're usually better at masking that. ABC didn't do a
even
good
try.
job.
The,
of
the
that.
Big Four, they still share them, right? It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
a
it still
rotation.
rotates every year.
All right. Do you want to hear a montage of the winners just quick?
Sure.
Okay, here are the comedy winners last night at the Emmy Awards.
Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, Eric Stone Street, Modern Family.
Cam.
For supporting actress in a
The
comedy.
best.
Julie Bowen.
Hot.
For outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, John Cryer, 2.5 Men.
Mistake.
For lead actress in a comedy series. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Big mistake.
For outstanding comedy series. Modern Family.
Good.
Yeah.
Really, do you even know anyone? Like, you can do a 6 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon. Do you even know anyone who watched Veep?
No.
The Julia
No.
Louis-Dreyfus show?
Right
Watch
here.
one episode.
You watched
it?
I watched, I think, 4 episodes.
You like it?
It was okay. I just wish. I always hope that Elaine breaks out somehow.
Okay,
you know?
minus.
Yeah, okay, minus. All
C
right.
minus.
What do you think, Mr. TV?
Of the Emmys, you mean?
Yeah.
I was very
No,
disappointed.
of the Dick Queasy's seafood.
No,
Great
I-
t-shirts,
I didn't know
Mike.
if you were asking about the Emmys or about Veep.
No, anything.
About
TV.
I didn't care for Veep after one episode, so I didn't go back. Was disappointed in the Emmys. Normally my favorite award show, but yeah, it was lackluster, and even the host seemed depressed. I was disappointed.
And that's the word I would use.
Yeah.
Depression.
Do you
At the
think
end of the night, it was over, and I was like so depressed. This sucks so totally. There was no joy.
Did you feel
let
that
me
he-
just
that-
stop. Let me stop.
okay.
I want to make a point here.
All right.
And the reason for that, they're all just so smug.
Yeah.
They've gotten all so smug. It's the style now just to be, I'm cooler than the room, and it sucks. There's not enough real excitement. They're all so goddamn seasoned because their asses are kissed day
Always.
in, day out.
Yeah.
It
I did
sucks.
want to ask about Julie Bowen's fascination with nipple tape and why that was such an
That wasn't
obsession
funny,
with her
though.
last night.
No. That
was it
wasn't
supposed
funny.
to be? I thought she was seriously upset about it. It didn't because it wasn't funny.
Let's-
It seemed like a real issue with her.
Let's go to the tape.
Good.
My job really amounts to me falling down and making faces while wearing lipstick and nipple covers. And the fact that could be translated at any time into an award or something artful is really a testament to the people that hired me, to our writers who write things much better the nipple covers.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
And more and on and
Yeah,
on.
only moment. Do you have Costner accepting when he talked about the Emmy and he made a joke that made no sense whatsoever?
I did not pull that because it was so out of context that it didn't even seem right. And also, you know
he
what?
just made a little joke I didn't get. I'm like, what did he
said,
say?
Right.
It looks like, reminds me of the Olympics.
And some competition there. And I'm like,
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Costner won for Hatfields and McCoy.
And he should have worn a tie.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he's a
Put
movie
on
star.
a tie. All right, here are the drama winners.
Standing reality host Tom Bergeron, Dancing with the Stars.
Not a fan?
Wow.
Well, it's crap.
That there should even be an Emmy for that
All
kind
right.
of show.
But you know what? He had my favorite line of the night, I think. He said, I'd like to thank Jeff Probst for not being nominated.
That was very. I like modesty.
Okay.
For outstanding reality
Once again,
host
sorry.
Tom Bergeron, Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
For outstanding supporting actress in a drama, Maggie Smith, Downton Abbey.
You had to like that.
For
Love that show.
outstanding lead actor in a drama series, Damian Lewis.
Who's
Lead
he?
actress in a drama series.
Oh, that's the guy from
Homeland.
Homeland.
Yeah, you like that guy.
Oh, you know what killed me too?
What?
Here's how good that guy is. Another Brit.
Yeah, and you didn't know it.
I had no idea. This guy was in Band of Brothers. This guy is Mr. American. He could not look more American.
They
And all this
fool
was-
us so well.
Well, we're very. There are no American actors.
That's right.
You
Turns
know
out-
why there are not more?
Why?
Because we're all
Reality shows.
Yeah, because we're Kevin Costner.
Right.
That's why.
For outstanding drama series, Homeland.
So I mean, I was shocked that Mad Men didn't win anything,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
don't
care.
watch it anymore, so I really can't comment.
And
on it.
I love just watching Sofia Vergara. I still do.
Yeah.
Did you see?
She brings it. She's such a. You know, the thing about Sofia Vergara is she gets this attention, and it would be so easy in this day and age to be just a little bit jaded. She is still so into it, and
Humble
it's still
and-
so new that she brings to her fans what they're looking for, and she always does.
Did
She's
you see
always
her on
on,
the-
and I
Very
respect
sweet.
her. For
Did you
that.
see her on the red carpet when she
Yeah.
spun her dress and then shook
Yeah.
her ass?
Yeah, she's
I mean, just she
fantastic.
said, "Did I choose it right?"
She brings it, and she's always entertaining, and I think that
Very real.
a few more of them ought to be ought to pull that game.
Well, it's a
in.
Latin culture.
But you see,
It might be.
Just the Latins love to entertain and
well,
excel.
maybe it is Oscar,
Like,
but she is fantastic.
So the equivalent of what was Regis and Kelly is Lagorde La Flaca, which is the fat guy and the skinny girl,
Right.
on Univision.
What's it called?
They have women go on there that are A-list celebrities in Latin America, and they will get in hot tubs with the host,
Right.
who's 300 pounds,
Right.
and they'll be in thongs at times. Maybe that's not appropriate for
It's
a daytime,
great.
but that's
I
just
think
the
it's
culture.
perfect.
They just they laugh about
You
it.
know,
It's fun.
and the thing that's funny, and you know what, we should have a little more of that.
We should.
With our 130-pound male sitcom stars,
Yes.
that just think that their S doesn't stink now. You know, these guys. You know, I call this the Doogie Howser phenomenon.
Yes.
You know, and
Neil
this
Patrick
is when Neil Patrick Harris became cool. That's when it was just like
when he went
forget
from
it.
Doogie to cool.
Yeah, throw it out the window because they all now are, 87 pounds. They're all geeks, and they act like they're Robert effing Redford, and it
Yeah.
gets so
And they're
old
not.
and tired. They don't try to entertain the Saturday Night Live people when they're interviewed, by and large. Phone
Hard
it
to
in.
take. Yeah. Hard to take.
Because they're so
Entitled.
goddamn full of
Entitled
themselves.
to
So,
use that overused
I
word.
think really when you're on a red carpet or you're at an award show, entertain us a little
fun.
bit.
Yeah, a little
that's
bit.
what we're doing.
You're
it for.
entertainers. Okay,
All right,
once
got time
again,
for just a couple
today
more.
we don't have time for Robert Blake with Dr. Phil, so I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. But once again, here's a teaser.
Did you kill your wife?
Lead with that tomorrow.
So tomorrow
please.
we will lead with that. Mike, did you know that with one original member, Leonard Skinner is coming out with an album?
Oh God!
And I'd like to go now to the tape of Gary Rossington, the original, one of the only original member of Leonard Skinner.
You know, I can safely say I did not. Last year at Wolf Trap, I brought Leonard Skinner on. Kirk and I did that.
I remember that.
And it was such a big deal. And they were such a-holes to us about doing it. We had 10 seconds to say, I didn't really bring Leonard Skinner on. I brought this cover band on.
Exactly. The lead singer of Leonard Skinner is the little brother of the original lead singer. So
Right.
it is really, it's kind of like that movie Rockstar
Yes.
with Mark Wahlberg. But anyway, this is big, Mike. This is huge. They're not going to use the Confederate flag anymore.
It became such an issue, about race.
How's he sound?
He became such a issue.
Let's go back to again. This is Gary Rossington, Mensa member. No, I'm sorry. He's from Leonard Skinner.
It became such an issue, about race and stuff where we just had it in the beginning as because we were Southern. And that was our image back in the 70s and late 60s because they kind of branded us from being from the South. So
This is on CNN, and really just hearing the audio, if I told you while he was saying this, he was wandering around, wouldn't you believe it? Yeah. But he's actually on a set.
Showed that. But I think through the years, people like the KKK and skinheads and people have kind of kidnapped the Dixie or rebel flag from the Southern tradition and the heritage of the soldiers. That's what it was about. And they kind of made it look bad in certain ways. So
you see, Mike, what happens is the KKK embraces something,
yes,
and it looks bad.
Thank you, Rob.
So keep in mind that album will drop in the very near future.
Appreciate it.
Green Day and Billy Joe Armstrong. They've announced that Billy Joe Armstrong is headed to rehab because he had himself a weekend.
Do you have the rave out?
It was the iHeartRadio concert.
In Las Vegas.
Huge deal. Everyone's there.
And he has a full-fledged, total tantrum.
And what is so amazing is Green Day is, at the base of it, still a punk band.
And this guy usually has it together. This guy's
does.
pretty slick.
He's a good interviewer and everything.
One of the greatest, most gracious rock bands I've ever dealt with in my life.
And a mainstream group of guys.
Yeah,
not
very
guys that are
mainstream.
known for misbehaving.
But they do have their roots in punk. And what happened is there were so many artists at iHeartRadio that they actually had a countdown clock for how long their set was going to be. And you know what? It just seemed to rub him the wrong way.
Kidding me? What the I'm not Justin Bieber, you mother. You gotta be joking.
You're going to hear a sound in a second, and that's him taking off his guitar and swinging it by the neck against the floor of the stage, okay?
Joke. I got 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left. Now I got nothing left. Let me show you what 1 minute is.
Here comes his guitar.
1 minute. God love you all. We'll be back.
So we wish him.
Is this one radio station that does this?
It's all Clear Channel, isn't it? It's Clear Channel's concert of the year.
They have the biggest stars, music stars in the world there.
Yeah.
But I think Green Day's been fighting the charge that they were once a punk band, or that they make themselves out to be a punk band, but they're really a mainstream pop band. And I'm wondering, was this staged to try to fight that image and make them look
not
more,
right before
more
you
punk?
go right before you go into rehab? I don't think it's staged. No,
you never know.
I don't. And just I have two more brief tapes. One, another rock star, Mike. Very good news that Led Zeppelin did a concert in 2007, and they're finally putting it out on DVD. They did a press conference about it. Robert Plant revealed he doesn't care for the song "Stairway to Heaven," which surprised me. He hates the lyrics. And John Paul Jones entertains this question. I think this is a great rock star moment.
John, do you want to say anything to that?
Oh, I've forgotten the question.
Another question, please.
And we close with Bill Maher's take on the secret Romney tape that is still in the news after all this time.
Sure.
Everything liberals suspect that Mitt Romney says behind closed doors. Now there's a tape of Mitt Romney saying that exactly behind closed doors. It's like if Republicans had a tape of Obama where he was reading Karl Marx with a highlighter while forging a birth certificate. And it's ridiculous.
And that, Mike, is your Magic Audio Vault. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and the news right after this, everybody.
Well, it's 8 o'clock in Boise, Idaho.
I will always love, it seemed that one of the crew had a go with one of the guests.
Yes, I love that line.
Did that
I
happen
love
at
that
the
lyric. It's probably my favorite lyric in rock and roll.
Did that happen at the winery?
That happened. It's happened to me throughout my life.
You had a go.
A go with one of the guests. Let's get him in here. Here he is, the man, the legend, Mr. Buzz Burbank, wearing his size super small Dick Queasy t-shirt.
Thank you, Mike.
Tighter than ever.
We are brought to you today by the Fall Outlet event at the Mike O'Mara Show Amazon page. Amazon now has its very own outlet store. Save up to 70% on select jewelry and watches, 50 to 60% on fall clothing, and up to 45% on patio, lawn, and garden stuff. And get a jump on the holidays by using our outlet store to save up to 40% on toys and games.
That's getting a jump.
I thought you were just excited about the bargains.
Both. Amazon has coupons, too, you can use at checkout. Just click the special banner on our website and bookmark it. The Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon page, where you help power the show and save some money.
Buzz, can I get the new Samsung phone there, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got no idea why I did that.
I know that it took about 16 seconds before Julia sang that at the Peking Gourmet last night. Killed me. Julia's favorite.
I apparently have an elderly Asian neighbor who's taken an interest in my tomato garden. And he came over this morning to ask me, there's a language barrier. We're having trouble communicating, but we're both trying. And he brought over a tape measure so he could see how tall my tomato plant posts are.
Really?
And to thank me for that, he brought me a bunch of scallions.
Well, that's nice.
It took me a very long time for him to understand what he was saying when he was trying to say scallions.
Oh, I'm sure you were patient and understanding.
Of course.
Because you're the most patient and understanding person I know.
I know, right? Now, for what it's worth, gas prices...
Talk English!
For what it's worth, gas prices have stopped rising and perhaps started falling. It's been an upside-down year for gas prices, falling when they normally go up, rising when they normally fall. After an unusual summer of higher prices, gas prices fell nearly a half cent a gallon over the last 2 weeks. Now, that's more of a holding steady than it is a drop.
Nearly a dime on a full tank.
You know, go back and look historically at this, and what you will find is that the prices are always higher in the summer. It always happens. They are doing this to us.
This year, it seemed to be a lot different. The prices were actually falling as we entered the summer this year. It's all been crazy.
But then they caught on and went back up.
Oh, and then made up more than the difference.
Right.
But it may mean the end of a trend of higher prices. We can only hope so.
Good
At least
stuff.
They've held steady. A new study says suicides in this country have become the #1 cause of injury death, surpassing car crashes. The study...
And you know what? If you feel bad enough to commit suicide and all you get is an injury, you really are a screw-up.
The study in the
How do you feel?
Not too good.
See, that's not a suicide.
No, it's an attempted suicide.
Or horrible clumsiness. One of the two.
Hold on, let me try it with the squirrel thing. Hold on.
Okay.
I got to do a better job.
And now a playlist.
That's pretty good.
I liked it.
I got to do it just a little bit.
Sounded like falling to me.
Give me a second here.
All right.
I'm just
Take your time.
All right, thank you. All right, here, let me try it with this.
Okay,
one.
here we go. Now how do you feel?
Not too good.
You fell down in Bane's house. There was some echo down there. You went down there.
Elevator shaft.
This is the first time in history that suicides have surpassed car crashes as a cause of death in this country. The latest American Journal of Public Health has this study. It says it's because cars have gotten safer and because the economy has gotten worse.
That's a tragedy.
What's more, experts say suicides are undercounted and that the problem may be even worse than it appears. Among the suicides that are counted, those are up 15%.
Well, they're hopeless. I mean, that's what it is. Suicides
End of hope.
are a symptom of hopelessness, and
Right.
it's a tragedy.
Car crashes are down 25%. Now, perhaps the greatest threat to our democracy right now is these new voter ID laws. 23.
Oh, can I just say one thing
Sure,
about car crashes?
sure.
For that guy on 66,
Yes.
if you just happen, luckily, to maybe happen to listen to my podcast, I hope you do. You son of a bitch, you guy on 66 that almost clipped the rear of my motorcycle. There's a reason I was pointing at you and pantomiming some very dirty words in your left window. You son of a bitch.
What kind of a car?
A VW.
He knows who he is.
Ass.
He sat there and I rolled up on him. 66. He comes up on me. I'm going 70 miles an hour.
Right.
He comes up and he does one of those things. You know how sometimes people will go around you, but they'll go around you angrily and they'll almost clip your rear bumper.
they do it too sharply.
Well, that's, in a car it's bad enough. On a motorcycle, you could kill me.
Of course,
So I
yeah.
followed him to 28 where he was getting off the exit and I'm in the left-hand lane. I'm talking to him and he just goes like this. Puts
Yeah.
the middle finger up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real road rage incident. I shouldn't do it, but on motorcycles, be aware. We say it all
It's
the
very
time.
DC.
You can kill a motorcyclist. You might get a fender bender with a car, but at those speeds, anybody could get hurt.
That's true.
That'll-
Now, about the voter ID laws, 23 of our 50 states have recently passed laws to fix a problem we don't have, voter fraud, statistically non-existent. Now, what the new laws do is keep large segments of voters away from the polls, most of them likely Democratic voters. A new study, just out, says those laws combined could keep more than 10 million Hispanic voters from registering and voting.
It's a poll tax.
And the study says that number is big enough to affect the outcome of the upcoming election.
Jesus Christ.
Laws already on the books in one state and pending in 2 others require voters to show proof of citizenship. 9 states have photo ID laws, something millions of legal Latinos cannot produce. Is it coincidence, since Obama leads Romney and Hispanic voters by 70% to 30%, and that the laws were passed by Republican legislatures? South Carolina's in federal court today arguing that its laws won't reduce the turnout of Hispanics and African Americans. And although the Pennsylvania law is under legal fire and review...
This is as un-American as it gets. You know what? And shame on the Republicans for doing this.
You're right.
There is nothing balanced about this. There is nothing moderate about this. You're a bunch of douchebags that are trying to suppress people from voting.
Losing the game, change the rules.
I mean, really,
Exactly, Buzz.
win at all costs. And I'm tired of that in the Republican Party.
But I think that whichever party's doing this is
no. There is one party.
No. I think that people always underestimate the general public that they're going after.
Their will to vote.
If I hear that as a Latino, and if I'm Democratic, if I'm a Democrat, I'm going to make sure that 5 of my Latino citizen friends go and vote.
Right, and
because I hear that.
And the reason I jump on you about that, because it's very important to point out that this legislation exclusively is being put forward by the Republican Party.
Yes.
Passed by Republican-dominated legislatures.
That's really,
across
really
the country.
And they got to be called on it.
And every time I hear this, I want to bring up what I first heard on Tech 411. Why can't we vote online?
I agree.
Why can't we vote online?
Yeah. It'll be, and someday we will.
The Obama campaign goes on the offensive today, has already done so, against Romney, blasting him for criticizing Americans who don't pay taxes without coming clean about his own. The Obama campaign points out that 65 pages of the 2011 tax returns that Romney released on Friday, 65 pages are about his overseas investments. In dueling interviews on 60 Minutes...
They finally had the little nerdnicks in the White House.
Count them up. Count the pages.
This.
Yes.
In dueling interviews on 60 Minutes last night, Romney criticized Obama for skipping a chance to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Obama, meanwhile, said that if Mr. Romney wants war, he should just come right out and say so. And the Obama campaign is focusing heavily now on getting out the early vote. We talked about this on Friday a little bit. That is something, early voting, that helped Obama's campaign in 2008. Early voting is favored by college students because of their schedules oftentimes. And the president's reelection campaign believes also that votes cast now in the wake of that Romney 47% comment will be cast for Mr. Obama. So they're very much in favor of early voting and getting that vote out.
We'll see what happens. As long as everybody gets their voice heard, that's the most important
democracy.
Yeah.
Remember, on voting day, everyone has to come in with a sticker.
Yeah, we all do. We're all required.
And we're going to win with a sticker.
You registered? Are you registered?
Of course I am. I'm just.
Are you registered? That's good.
I would say that.
Can you work in this country?
Are you legal? I feel like voting day. Like that should be
Election
a national
day.
holiday.
I 100% agree that it should be.
Because
And I
it's
think
such a pain in the ass.
And it has to be called voting day, not election day.
For people who can't get away from their jobs or students who can't skip their classes.
That's hard.
Hey, come on, it's voting day.
Voting day.
I can't move on.
Voting machine.
God, we're late.
Finally, weird sex news. This will help.
Voting.
Weird sex news from around the country and around the world. In Auckland, Australia this past week. In Auckland, Australia, a man showed up at a hospital with a problem down under.
Oh.
Doctors labored to remove an eel from his rectum.
Oh!
They say... For the love of God. They say it is unclear how the eel got there, and they are withholding the man's name to protect his privacy. If he wanted to protect his privacy, there wouldn't be an eel in there. In Waukesha, Wisconsin, earlier this month, a 46-year-old man was arrested for having sex in public with an abandoned sofa he found on the curb outside his apartment building.
Oh, Craigslist.
Gerard Streeter could get 9 months in jail for that.
Oh, my God.
And in Newport, Tennessee, a man was hammered during sex. And by that, we mean that his girlfriend, during the act, hit him in the head with a hammer about 5 times.
Wow.
Neighbors say they saw the woman running out of the man's apartment in a French-made outfit she'd purchased at Walmart. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
right?
I nominate that for Kicker of the Year. That's pretty strong stuff, Buzz.
You know, when you start with an eel down there and then he's got more, you know you're not going to be disappointed.
We will keep in mind we won't determine Kicker of the Year until voting day.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm an idiot.
That's it.
I own it.
Our show today was brought to you by TLC Laser Eye Center. The TLC staff is friendly. Surgeons experience TLC's equipment always state-of-the-art. If you want to get your consultation and see what you've been missing, call 877-TLC-2020 or find TLC online at LASIK.com. That's LASIK.com, and be sure to tell them you heard about TLC on the Mike O'Mara Show. TLC Laser Eye Center. Have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow. RJ, safe trip back to Tampa.
Yay,
Miss
RJ.
you guys. Thank you.
Love you, RJ.
Good to see you, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you? Coming in everybody's truck. Hello, how are you? Coming in everybody's truck. It's okay, because you have a tea tumble too, that's all. You have a tea tumble, right? Yeah, it's a $2.50 offer. You're gonna buy for something. You have a tea tumble, it's baby. It's a very yummy. It's a tea tumble. Yeah, it's a tea tumble that's got $2.50 off. It's a very good. Take it with your home, Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Coming in